lesson. Last week we started with form. We have seen how to make form using the form tag. Okay, so inside the form tag we have some attribute that we can add to it, right? Taha, you wanted me to unmute you. I unmuted you, but you're not talking. Let's finish. Let's continue with our lesson. At the end of the lesson, if you have a question, you can ask. So let's continue. So there are some attributes that we need to add to the form, and these attributes are additional information that is added to the form to control how the form behaves. Okay. So here we have the action. That's where you can add a link or a page where the form data will be submitted to. And the method of submission is either post or get. Either post or get. Okay, I told you that the post is secure, but the get one is not insecure. If you send data, form data with this post, is secure. You can't see the information. You can't see the data in the browser. But when you send it with the get, it will be visible in the browser. Then we started with the input type, the type of input. We have the text input, email input, password input. Then we have the radio buttons. Okay. Then we have the check boxes. Then we have input for submission, input for submission, input for submission. We have input for submission. Then I told you instead of the input type is called submit. You can use the button also. So button type is called submit. When you click on it, it gives you. Now the value attributes. If you don't give the value attributes, the submit button will have a default value called submit. Okay. Then I also show you that there is also additional attribute for placeholder. Okay. With time we will see more of these things. But let's try to finish everything. Then we can add spices to what we have learned already. Okay. So today we want to look at how to, we will look at text area. Then we will look after text area, we'll look at how to partition the form into compartment. Okay. Then this is only to know how the form is. Then when we get to second term, we'll look at how to use CSS to make the form having nice interface, very good color formatting. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's see what we have already from on the browser and see how it looked from the last week. Then we can see how to add something. Okay, so the form.html is here. Form.html is here. Form.html. Okay, so it's going to open. It will take some time to do that. So we are waiting for it to load. Okay, so let's get back to. So we are going to look at, as we wait for it to load, we are going to look at the text area. The text area is like a larger text box that allow you to type many. Okay, it can allow you to have multi-column. Okay, multi-column. So this is what we have from the last week. Okay, and we can add a style tag here to control the form. Okay, you can give the form some properties here. Say form style. I can add some style here. or width attribute. I can give the width attribute of maybe like 500 pixels. Then the height of maybe 400 pixels. So this one will give the form some kind of what? You will not see it because it has been centered. So if I'm to add the border, okay, if I add the border to it, if I add the border in the style, border 1 pixel solid black. So if I save now and refresh my browser, this is what I'm going to get. So I have gotten this. Okay, let's see the width, the height. Let me add it from the style here. I don't know why it's not getting. So width of 500 pixels. Then height of maybe 400 pixels. I will save. See that this is the form. This is the size of the form. It has given a width of 500 pixels and a height of 400 pixels. So if we like, we can add some padding to it. Though we are not styling the form now, we can add some padding. Padding of maybe okay, so we will add the weight property. We have already added it, so we will remove this. We can remove this. We can remove this here. So I will save. Let's give padding of 10 pixels. Padding is the distance between the border and the content. So here, now the form is like this. We can give background color to the form. We can give background color of maybe any color, maybe aqua. Okay, we'll see how it's going to look like. See that? So that is how to style the form. And let's look at another type of input, which is the text area. So I'll add a text area. So you see text area. The text area is having is a container tag. So you have to close it. Text area, okay? The text area. Then the content of the text here, we'll put it here. You can put a starting text, okay? Starting content. So in case the person didn't enter anything, that will be shown there, okay? So we can see that if I refresh, see I have the text area there, right? Starting content. By default, it gives you a width. You can control the width in the column also. You can control the width in the column. But I want to make this one down. I want to bring it down. I want to bring all these things down. So I will add this here. I want to add a break tag here so that the text tag will be on its own. Okay. So you see that. So here we can write something before it. You can say, okay, comment. You can your comments here. Okay. Maybe let's say you want the person to write. You want somebody to write essay and send it to you online. So after creating the form, you can use a text area for the person to paste the content inside. So if I save, then you see what I mean here. See that? Okay. But this is not looking nice. So I'll add some text here. I want to make this label. Label will be on its own. Okay. I'll show you how label is, inshallah. Though we have not done it for the other input. I will show you how. Okay. Then I didn't close the label. I'll add the BR tag. Okay, so your comments here, or I can say your comment below. Instead of here, I can say below. Or I can say write your comment below. Write your comment below. So that is how to use a text area. But there are additional things that we can add with the text area. We can give the number of rows and columns. Okay, the number of rows and columns you want. If you want the number of rows and columns, then in the text area opening tag, you can add the rows. How many rows do you want for the columns for the text area? If you give 4 rows, you can only write up to 4. Look at what I get here. If I refresh my browser, so you see that I have, if I click on this, okay. Okay, the browser is freezing soon. Okay. So here you see I have first row, second row, third row, fourth row. See that? So that's the starting, but you can write as you keep on writing, then it's going to be expanding. Okay. I can refresh to have it set, reset again. So let's get together. Okay, so here I have this. If you want to control the columns also, you can give columns. And say calls is equal to this, right? Calls, the number of columns you want. We can give 50 columns or 100 columns. Let's use 40 for us to see. If it's better, we leave it. See that? This is the 40. If you want more, maybe like 50 or less, you reduce the number. So here, see that this is big. I can drag here also to increase it, but it will go out of the layout. Okay, to go out of the layout. So this is how to make a text area. So the next thing that we are going to look at is how to add, how to divide the content, your content, how to divide it, how to divide your content. Okay. Also you can nest the division tag inside the form element. We'll see that when we start to style forms. Okay, so let's look at more of the let's look at how to divide. we use what we call the field set. We use what we call field set. Field sets allow us to divide the form, okay? You can divide it. So let's say if I want to group, this, all of this in one form, okay? Then choices, these choices in another form, I can do that. So here, let me add more so that it will look nice. The email, okay, this here. I'm going to add maybe H1 tag or H4. Let's say okay, gender. Okay, H4. So look at this. We have the gender. So we have the gender selection there, okay? So here we will say, okay, we can add more. Where we will make the selection for coffee. Do you like coffee? So here we can add H4, okay? H4 for preference. H4, we say, okay, references. Or maybe I can say coffee. Then below here, your favorite cars. I can add H4. Then close the page. I'll say, okay, references. So when I save, I will have this. Now everything partitioned. See now, the thing has gone overboard. It has gone more than the width. So if I want to do this, I can increase the size of the form. In here, instead of 500 for the height, 400 for the height, I'll give 600. Then I'll save it. Everything will go inside. See that, right? So this is how we can arrange them, okay? But this is not a nice way of doing it. We have a way of doing by just putting them in a partition, okay? Abdullah Abbas, ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
When you'll give us the exam?
I said tomorrow. I sent message on Classera. You didn't see?
Well, I don't see, sir. Now I'll see 1 minute.
I put it. You have to check. You should be checking your messages. I do send messages on Classera. If there is any changes, you have to go to your Classera. You will see messages about the next step to do. Okay. Okay. Now let's continue with our lesson. Please, let's finish. Let me finish with this. Then I will allow you to ask questions in the last 10 minutes. Okay. Let's finish. Abubakar, put your hand down. So instead of doing this, okay, we can remove this one and group everything here, okay? From here, this personal information, we have what we call field set. Field set. So you see the field set here. So I'll just cut this one and paste, or I'll just cut the last one and paste it down here. If I paste and save it, you'll see that this will now be grouped. It is going to be grouped. You see that how they are grouped in one place. If I want to caption them, I have to use the legend, okay? I have to use the legend to do that, okay? I will have to use the legend. I will have to use the legend to do that. So the legend will give you the chance to to label the field. So I will add legend here, okay? So I will go here, legend, then I'll close my legend. What is the legend? What do you want to make it? The caption for that group. So here, this one is personal. I want to say personal information, personal info. So if I save it and refresh the browser, this is what I have. See that? Personal info alone. So this, I can group these preferences also. So here, what I will do here is that I'll come to this one also in the mail. Then I'll do field sets. Then I'll cut this part and place it down. Meaning I am grouping them. I am grouping them. So I will put it at the last one here. Then I'll remove all these coffee something and remove these preferences. So if I save it now, you see that part will now be grouped. It's going to be grouped. See now that it's grouped. See this, it's grouped now. Okay, that is how to use the field set. So I'll do for the rest also. I'll do for the comment. So I'll say field set again. This is the field set open tag, field set closing tag. I am not typing because it's giving me already. So what I'll do is I'll cut this text area and place it there. I'll cut it and place it here. And when I save, you'll see what I mean by that also. Can you see that? Okay, this is how to partition the form or group the form elements. Okay, Hawari, ask your question.
Sir, how to align, sir, everything in the center, sir? I forgot.
How to align everything? Which one? The form?
The body, sir, the body.
The body? Which body?
The whole body tag, sir. How do I align it, sir, to center?
Yeah, you can add what we call container or wrapper. Then you set a size for the width of the container. Maybe let's say 90%. Then below you add margin 0 pixels auto, right? Or you can use the center tag. The center tag, okay, at the beginning.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Like this, you can use the CSS to do that, or you can use the tag at the beginning of the body. This, then you put the center below also. See that?
Yes.
So
Okay.
everything that you do will be in the center. But I am doing.
Okay,
look at this. If I should type something below here like this, maybe I want H1 tag. Yes. And I say okay. Above is the form for application to our school. Okay, or anything like that. I just want to demonstrate something to let you know. Because it's not part of, look at this, because it's not under it's not within the center tag, it's now aligned at the right, at the left. By default, content are aligned at the left. But if you want them to be in the center, you align them at the center. Okay, right? You can do what you call text align or use CSS to set the margin of the container, the width of the container, and set the margin of it 0 pixel auto so that everything will be centered. Like, is that clear now?
Yes.
Can you put your mic on mute because there are just a lot of.
Okay.
I hope you have all gotten it, okay? How to make the form. I have also uploaded the video. Try to make sure that you watch all the videos. Try to make sure that you watch all the videos. So let's get back to our work. So this is how to group them. If you want, we can also group this. We can give them we can group them like this. The login. We can give the login some groupings. Okay. So there are more things that we will add. But now we need to understand what the form is, how to make a form. Okay. This is the form tag. Then we are using the field set. We can also add caption. Okay. Caption to the form. We can add caption for form. Okay. You can add it so that it will look nice for us. But for now, this is what I want you to understand. So the field sets will divide everything, but you need to use a legend. Okay, you use a legend to control it. The rest I have not added their legend, so let me add it for them. So in the first set for this, I want to add maybe like you say preference legend. Then I'll say preferences. If I save, see that one will also be captioned. Right? See preferences. If I want, I can also say comment. I can also say comment for this one. This field set. I can add legend here. Comments. So you see that every group is having its what label. This is the group label. Okay. So you add the legend inside the field set. You add the legend inside the field set. Okay. You can also give the form ID and class. Okay. You can give the form ID and class to be able to work for you. Now let's look at how to use the label tag. Okay. The label tag. Okay. You can use the label tag and control how it works. So the first one for this label inside this field set, can add label. Say label, right? Label. Then you say for. For what are you going to add a label to? If you want to label, you have to give name. Okay, you have to give the input name. So you can say name of the input if you want to use PHP to control it. So the name, this one is name. I can say F name or full name. That's the name of that input. Here I can also add name. That is going to be the email. Here I will add name is equal to the passwords. I say PWD for password. If I come to this one also, I can give it name. Yeah, already I have given the name because they are choices. Okay, one choice, we have to give them the same name. So now if I want to give the label, what I'm gonna do is to go there and say label for. This one is for the full name. Then I'll give the label there. I'll give the label. The label is full name. Like I told you, if you want, you can use a placeholder inside of the label. Okay. I will have this. See what I get now. Full name. The person will know has to write his full name. So when I come here also, I will add label. I'll just type it. So label for email. And I'll write the email in here. Okay. Then I will have also here label for password. So I'll write PWD. I can add to the comment and text area also. So it's all about. So you see that password, I will add password. Let me add for the password. Okay, yeah, I didn't give the name, I say password. So I will save it. You see we have password. We can control everything from here. So at this juncture, because because of the time, I'm pausing here so that anyone who has a question can ask me. At this time or at this juncture, I want you to ask questions. And if you have understood, alhamdulillah, if you don't understand, tell me, then I will explain more for you, okay? So don't worry yourself about the arrangement. The next, we will look at how to arrange the form, style it, make it look nice. For now, we should know how to make the form. Okay, anyone with a question? My boys, anyone with a question?